High school, a time of socialization, growth, and learning. Also, one of the only times many athletes around the world are given the opportunity to show their surrounding community what they are capable of on the court and on the field. Yet, even in the sports-crazed country of the United States, only half of the students participate in their school sports teams. Of course, this takes into account of all high schools, big and small. But is sports really something that should be prioritized? Why should it? Why should high school students take time from their busy schedules to participate in such activities? In this documentary, I give you the truth and the evidence behind it. This is The Importance of Sports by Tadeus Kartawijaya.
I don't like it before.
Espeha Sentul City, a school which prides itself in its Christian roots and its exceptional education system. But sports may not be a priority in the school. The problem is not the knowledge to whether sports is important or not, as a survey among the students showed that all students think it should be prioritized, but less than 13% of the students actually participate in sports regularly. This is greatly concerning, as the students are aware of how beneficial participating in sports actually is. To find out more, I surveyed the students again, this time asking whether or not they know the benefits of participating in sports. The results showed that only those who participated were able to list benefits that didn't involve just physical health, and none of the students cited academic benefits to sports participation. This put me on a mission to inform my community here of the benefits that participating in sports could give them. I began researching on the web, finding many websites citing not only physical health as an impact of participation in sports, but also mental health, psychological benefits, academic benefits, and positive influences in the workplace. Some of the sites, including Nces.ed.gov and shoesports.com, found that sports participation increased GPAs, confidence, improved connections among peers and the school community, family attachment, more restraint when avoiding risky behavior, and greater involvement in volunteer work. In fact, Lisa Towski, a scholar in digital commons liberty, after analyzing 249 sophomores and juniors, found participation in athletics impacted the athletes' grades positively. The Aspen Project also found that athletics are associated with improving academic achievement. They found sports participation can affect cognitive skills, attitudes, and behavior. This includes improved focus, attention span, and overall behavior. High school athletes are also more likely to go to a college and graduate than non-athletes, and MVPs and team captains are even more likely to attend college and graduate. Finding all this from secondary sources, I turned to find a source that has felt the impact of sports in their own personal life, as well as witnessed others who have been positively affected. I could not find a better interviewee than Ronny Paslah, a former national team goalkeeper, a tennis champion, and a tennis coach. He is known to have won many different trophies as one of the legendary Indonesian goalkeepers, and his incredible saves throughout his career, including one against Pelé, the legendary Brazilian soccer player. I went to Pak Ronny to find out whether or not sports can really be beneficial academically and psychologically.
Di olahraga sama sekolah nggak ada beda. Om suka bilang, kamu sekolah. Kalau kamu males, naik kelas apa? Enggak. Sama. Maksudnya sama, kamu olahraga, ada jadwal latihan, kamu males, ya nggak bisa prestasi, nggak bisa juara. Kamu sekolah, sekolah coach, main-main di kelas, naik kelas enggak. Sama kalau ke pelatih kamu bercanda main-main, enggak bisa prestasi. Nah, enggak ada beda saya bilang. Nah, di sekolah ada tambah volume pelajaran, jam sekolah diperpanjang. Artinya pendalaman apa istilah?
Ekstrakurikuler. Ya.
Ada ekstrakurikuler, ada kursus. Ya, sama di olahraga juga begitu. Jamnya kadang-kadang pelatih panggil 1-2 dipisah untuk tambah mata jam latihan dia karena dia kurang. Sama kayak papa mama kamu juga saya bilang, oh bahasa Inggris matematika kurang, kursus. Nggak ada beda. Bedanya saya bilang dalam olahraga semua cabang berpikir dengan keputusan. Saya bilang berpikir dengan keputusan.
So, sports participation is beneficial academically. We all know that it is beneficial to our health. But how beneficial is it? The Aspen project found that adolescents who participate in sports are 8 times more likely to be active when 24 years of age. 77% of adults 30 years of age and older who still are active play sports as adolescents. It also found that regular participation in sports help build and maintain bones, muscles, and joints. Sports also help when reducing fat and controlling weight. Sports also prevents or at least delays high blood pressure. To confirm these, I interviewed Dr. Martha, a doctor in Kartawijaya, by text. She said that sports participation helps reduce fat, increase heart rate, helps blood flow, and burns calories. She also states that sports can help reduce stress and is extremely beneficial to those suffering from diabetes. She also added that every teenager should participate in some kind of physical activity every day for at least 20 minutes. Now that I've found how sports is beneficial to a high school athlete's health and academics, why aren't sports something that the students in Nces.ed.gov prioritize? The question really isn't why. It is why not. Of course, to make sure these survey results aren't false, I interviewed Mr. Mike to make sure the sports program here isn't over-prioritizing as some other programs are in other schools.
From the US, and when we would actually play a sport in high school, practices were 5 days a week, and those were mandatory. If you didn't show up, you'd be benched, you could get a detention. It was an actual school activity, you were representative. There were tryouts, there were cuts. But the school was always very, very supportive. There would be spirit weeks. And it really is a way for a school community to really come together around a sport, around the athletes. Some of the guys that I played with were phenomenal athletes and actually are now doing very, very well. One is now a physical therapist, which if you would have told that to his grade 9 biology teacher, she'd be absolutely laughing. But yeah, he has his master's plus and he's working on his PhD. As a typical student, he wasn't, he got by, he passed, but out on that soccer field, Justin was just phenomenal, and it let the whole community, because everybody would show up, and it really let students who, they're going to be successful in life, but they're not necessarily your pure academics, really kind of show their talents and let people celebrate that. So when I compare that my own experience and the experience of other friends at other schools to what we have at SPH, I would have to say no. Actually, I get requests all the time for my athletes to skip practices or not come to a game because of this, that, or the other thing. If anything, sport really isn't a priority. Sports, as the games were scheduled this year, we were told to have the least amount of impact on instructional time. So for the girls soccer team, there's only six periods out of the entire season of 20 games, only 6 periods. That's not even a full day of instruction is lost. So I would say no, it's not a prioritization issue at our school.
So it isn't over-prioritized. but why not prioritize it more than what we have now? While we found the benefits of sports for high school students personally, what is a Christian school such as Nces.ed.gov missing out from with their lack of prioritization when it comes to sports participation? To answer this question, I asked Coby Bird. He's a track and soccer coach in Southwest Christian School, a Christian school in Fort Worth, Texas. I asked Coach Bird to how sports can be not only an opportunity for athletes to take advantage of their benefits, but also what other schools which don't prioritize sports may be missing out on.
As a school, I think it's really important. Of course, American culture is a sports crazy culture, and I think that the emphasis on sports, if not regulated, can be overdone. And I think that we do see some, in particular in public schools in the U.S., it's the time, energy, and resources put to it's too much. So I think there's got to be a balance, as we would say with anything. Our expectation for our athletic program here is this an avenue where we can grow and train kids, not just in appropriate life lessons, but also to either bring them into a relationship with Christ through the interaction that we have with them, or grow that relationship deeper. As I'm sure Tadeus experienced, the relationships that are grown with those coaches, it's a very different dynamic than the relationship with a teacher and a student, because there's more opportunity for more social interaction. There's also, you can't when everybody takes a test in a class, that's not a shared common emotion. When everybody plays in a game, win or lose, that's going to be a shared emotion, and that opens the opportunity for conversations. What I found as a coach is I had the opportunity to speak much more directly into spiritual matters with my athletes than I did with my students, because really just the sheer amount of time that I get to have with them. So, for example, when I had Tim in class, even though it was a Bible class, wonderful interaction, great conversation, challenging questions, really good conversation as a whole, but that one-on-one time with Tim was very limited and very rare. Then if you look at the teams that I coach, whether it was a soccer team or a track team or a cross-country team, it's very easy. A drill is going on in practice, and I see that, say I'm coaching Tim, he's having a hard time, and I pull him over while the drill is going on. Are you okay? What's going on? And a chance for us to have that conversation, and then after practice we can communicate a bit more, and then I can apply those conversations to what we're doing athletically. I think that athletics in a Christian environment that has the leadership that recognizes there's a specific way that we should coach children, and there's a specific way that we should integrate our faith into that coaching is very powerful. I think that just putting sports programs in and just allowing them to run, there's still value in it, because I think there's life lessons that they learn, how to handle defeat, how to handle victory, how to handle setbacks. I think those are really valuable. But I think if you don't put the faith element in there, you are missing a huge opportunity.
Sports participation is something that should be prioritized on by schools and athletes around the world. The benefits are just too beneficial to pass up on. Christian schools especially need to take advantage of the opportunities they have to help athletes not only gain physical, mental, and academic benefits, but a perk which can not only help them in this life, but also the next. Sports not only can help an athlete grow physically, mentally, but also spiritually. Through sports, coaches can seize the opportunity to not only coach their athletes on the field, but also off it. Not only be a coach of their athlete's specific sport, but be a life coach, giving their players the opportunity to grow as scholars, athletes, and followers of Christ. Sports participation is crucial to a high school student's life, as this will help them in almost every aspect of their life. Sports should not just be another activity, but it should be something prioritized by every student, teacher, and school. don't think sports is a waste of time. It just may be the activity which really helps you grow to become the man or woman God has planned for you to be.